We got the big news that went across yesterday at the press conference over in California. Los Angeles District Attorney Gascon was out talking about the Menendez brothers.
No
I swear to God.
one attorney's like Gascon. That's all I got.
Different. Gascon over there is singing a different tune. He's saying that the Menendez brothers should be released. They should be set free. They've done enough time. It looks like there's a path here for these two brothers to get out. And then I can't even imagine what the media blitz would be like afterwards. Let's tune in.
We're going to recommend to the court that the life without the possibility of parole be removed and that they will be sentenced for murder, which, because there are two murders involved, that will be 50 years to life. However, because of their age, under the law, since they were under 26 years of age at the time that these crimes occurred, they will be eligible for parole immediately.
Immediately eligible for parole. Immediately eligible for parole if they get this pushed through. And the craziest thing in the world to me is that this is arguably because of a Netflix series that didn't even make them look good.
Right.
That wasn't even trying to
That they didn't even
them.
like.
No,
reportedly. I don't know if they got to watch it. The crazy part to me is they got saved by a Netflix series, and at some point they had to be like, hey, what's a Netflix? Because when they went into prison, Netflix did not even the mailing Netflix existed.
No, it was the 90s, right?
Yeah.
I think when that trial went down.
Early 90s.
Yeah, the internet was barely a blip at that time. And now the world has changed. And the thing that they seem to have hated, this series that they seem to have hated, reignited the conversation around them and has led now to potentially them being freed because of a bunch of people speaking out.
I mean, I know that you learn about stuff on the outside when you're in prison, but could you imagine the mind F of getting out of prison, having gone in the early 90s, early to mid 90s, and then they're like, all right, you're going to need to get a phone. Here's what phones do these days.
Yeah, check this out.
It's a little box with a camera and a screen, and you can watch TV on it. You can watch your Netflix series right on the on the phone.
Would you think that there's 100% chance that Lyle and Eric Menendez have never held an iPhone?
I don't know about 100%.
I mean, if they did, it smells like poo-poo.
Is somebody... Well, I mean, we know they get phones in prison, obviously. We know that we've seen people live streaming and stuff. But I doubt it's super common. Like, there's a chance that they've never messed with one of these smartphones before. All right, go back to what you were saying.
That was about it. I mean, it was like they have to now. Every car they're going to see looks vastly different from the cars did in the 90s, and some of them don't even have friggin' drivers. They're just,
that would rock their world.
Have you picked them up in a Waymo? It's just I think it would be, and it would be hard and tedious to even put yourself in a situation to experience the mind F. Other than like traveling through time, this is basically a very long, drawn out way of doing this, of like experiencing the world when you left it in the mid 90s.
That's crazy. It's like a time capsule they're escaping from. MFQ says culture shock. Void on Twitch says, I'm pretty sure they have knowledge of the outside world when they've been in prison. They didn't get sent back in time. No, of course, you have knowledge of the outside world, but it's like being able to hear about a thing but not being able to touch it. They might hear that there's cars driving themselves around.
Like for me, women, for years and years and years.
You just hear about that elusive woman out there somewhere, and you don't actually get any experience with them for quite some time. Angel on YouTube says, this sets a terrible precedence. I think it's kind of wild. Honestly, we're freeing murderers. We're going backwards with our justice system on just a cursory glance here. Kim Kardashian Instagrams, because somehow she's at the center of this. The Menendez brothers were granted a second chance at life and will wake up tomorrow finally eligible for a parole hearing. They could be released in as early as 6 months. Thank you, George Gascon, who is more known for letting people, I'm saying this, not her, is more known for letting people out of prison than putting them in prison in California. Back to her. Thank you, George Gascon, for revisiting the Menendez brothers' case and righting a significant wrong. Your commitment to truth and fairness is commendable. To the brothers' family, friends, and millions who have been vocal supporters, your voices were heard. The media's focus, especially on the heels of Ryan Murphy's TV show, helped expose the abuse and injustices in their case. This is like from another world, dude. Like, I'm not saying things didn't happen to the Menendez brothers. They very well might have, but they murdered their parents in cold blood, and when they didn't have enough bullets, went out into their car, reloaded, and put some more in them. It was gruesome what they did. And their mother, it was just part of this, just deserving the same outcome as the father if he did do this. This is from a vacuum world that Kim Kardashian is typing this. Society's understanding of child abuse has evolved, and social media empowers us to question the systems in place. This case highlights the importance of challenging decisions and seeking truth, even when guilt is not in question. I believe the justice system's ability to evolve is real, and I'm grateful for a society where we could challenge decisions and seek justice, never stop questioning, she says. Okay, so I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but I'm excited for it because that would be media mayhem if you let out the Menendez brothers.
Now,
they're going to do interviews and everything.
Of course they'll do interviews, but then they will absolutely do some sort of reality TV show, right?
I think so. I would watch it, too. I wouldn't want to watch it, but...
Do they still have money?
That's the question somebody was asking in chat. I don't know where the millions went. I don't know. I don't know if it went into defending them. I don't know. Maybe we could Google that. Where did the Menendez family money go and see where that all ended up? Because they had a lot. The reason why they killed their parents, according to the prosecution, was so that they could get that money. And then they spent a bunch of it very quickly after the murders, but they didn't run through all of that cash.
Do we know, I feel like I've asked this before, but do we know if the Menendez extended family is in support of the brothers being released? Are they?
Some of them are.
I mean, because they killed their loved ones.
I know. Yeah, but some of them believe them and some of them support them. They're at that press conference that happened earlier in the week. Just a crazy, huge, explosive social phenomenon that we're seeing playing out in real time here. And I'd love to hear what you think about it. Maybe you support this. Let us know. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today.
We think that Ryan Murphy should probably rethink who he does the next season about.